Hey, fellow babies, and welcome to the show that just won an Oscar for an AI portrayal in a documentary. It's the 42 Show.
Boom! Yes, and welcome everybody. Happy D-Day, everybody! Happy D-Day! I hope you're having a lovely time celebrating D-Day. I'm going to go out into the woods later, just like the 101st Airborne, and go and get lost. So tonight we have stories about AI, and like D-Day, we have a whole bunch of news fireworks, political fireworks, people going to jail, and lots of rockets and space rockets and fireworks in those too. So there's a lot going on. We got a story about $1 billion for a piece of shit, and an island that's got that sinking feeling. And you're probably wondering why you keep getting these new Amazonian Facebook friends. All coming up tonight. But first of all, we're going to start off with news about the Emperor Putler himself.
Yeah, we've got Putler up first here. He's warning now that the country won't rule out using nuclear weapons over their threatened sovereignty or territory. Now, this is all in response to everybody saying, go ahead and hit inside of Russia with the weapons, right? So Putler met in person with senior editors from an international news agency for the first time since the invasion of Ukraine's sovereign lands. And he was answering some questions on things and, kind of putting things to them. And so one of the things was, you should not make Russia out to be the enemy. You're only hurting yourself. He says, for some reason, the West believes that Russia will never use our nuclear arsenal, pointing towards the country's nuclear doctrine picture thing, document or whatever. It authorizes the Russian government to consider nuclear options if a weapon of mass destruction is used against the country. That's kind of obvious. Or the very existence of the state is put under threat. And he says, we have a doctrine. Look what it says. If somebody's actions threaten our sovereignty and territorial integrity, notice how we put that in, meaning, what he wants. We consider it possible to use all means necessary at our disposal. And this shouldn't be taken lightly or superficially.
No, it shouldn't.
Yeah, so he's rubbing it up. He doubled down on it. They thought that Russia, this is his stance with the whole war with NATO. So he says they thought that Russia wanted to attack NATO. Have you gone completely crazy? This is as thick as this table. Who came up with this? It's complete nonsense. So this is his way of saying, we're not messing with other people because Ukraine is rightfully ours as far as he sees it anyway, right? And, he still hinted at heightened tension. He explained the use of certain weapons, including advanced missile technology, is paramount to participation in the war with Ukraine. So he's saying, if somebody goes for, sending weapons that hurt Russia, well, we now have the right to hurt you back. And then he starts talking about how it wouldn't be a problem for him to start supplying, the UK's enemies or US's enemies and so on with weapons because they're doing it to him.
Yeah, but they're all arm's reach.
Yeah, right.
Where are you going to put him?
Yeah. Now, in response, Biden came up and said, Putler's a dictator who has concerned me for 40 years and was struggling to balance domestic pressures with the demands of his military campaign. But he started emphasizing that we're only allowing them to strike in a little area and not all over the place. So... yeah, it's a lot of rhetoric going around. A lot.
One thing that worries me about all this is, people, just the general people in general,
mm-hmm.
they all seem to be getting a little bit of the war tinglies. They're all going, ooh. And I think at this point where people are just so fed up with it, they're going, yeah, come on then, just bring it on. Let's go for it. Yeah. And this will all smash each other out. But we don't want that. Just remember, people, we don't want that because that would be bad.
Oh yeah.
Let's just keep the pressure on him. We'll sort this out diplomatically in the end somehow. Some way. But we just do not want to go head to head.
No.
As much as we really want to give him a big fucking smash in the mouth. Yeah, we don't want to do that.
Yeah, we don't need even more conflict, but there's also the side of we can't take threats as a way of just standing back and going, ooh, okay, right? So, yeah.
What you're supposed to do is go and tell the headmaster, aren't you? If there's a big bully.
He got his clothes on the wrong peg, sir. Boys' toys, big rockets.
Oh God, that's me. Hang on, I'm not prepared. Where's
He's got a hold of his rocket.
Oh, I've lost it. Right, okay, here we go. Yes. Fantastic news today because SpaceX's mammoth rocket Starship has done another test launch today. And it succeeded in just about everything that they intended to do with it. I mean,
including not blowing up.
It's especially not blowed up.
Good.
It did get a bit blowy uppy when it was coming back down again. It was falling to pieces a little bit, and there was quite a few leaks and tiles fell off. But it did come down safely, and it splashed down exactly how they wanted it to do. The booster section came down in the Gulf of Mexico. Just hovered above the water as it came in, and then just they let it flop over. So next time they're hoping they're going to be landing it at Boca Chica, and maybe Starship will land too. I don't know, but it was very, very successful, and everybody is very, very happy. As you can see.
Yeah.
I hope
either that or they gave out acid and had a freaking rave.
And in further spacey news, Boeing Starliner mission was safely docked to the International Space Station. Yes, that launched the other day, and it got to the space station without any of the doors falling off. So
wow.
I think everybody was thankful for that, especially the astronauts inside. But yeah,
the CEO of Boeing was overheard saying, "God has answered my prayers."
He was outside holding the door on just in case.
They used him as duct tape, right?
But yeah, this is the first time the astronauts have arrived at the space station from a Boeing Starliner spacecraft. So thankfully Boeing it worked, and apparently there were actually some helium leaks, but we won't talk about those.
Yeah, everybody had high-pitched squeaky voices, but it was fine. They got there, right?
Oh dear. But yeah, good spacey news. That's what we want. Something to be thankful for.
Yeah. A couple updates from
it all goes downhill from here, though.
Well, it could, right? A couple updates from Ukraine and the situation there. A Ukrainian drone attack set fire to the Novoshatsinsk oil refinery in southern Russia, Rostov-on-Don. That almost sounds like Avon-on-Kent or something in the UK there.
Yeah, it sounds very pretty.
Yeah, forcing it to halt operations though. The regional governor said the plant is considered one of the most important oil refineries in southern Russia. It's located around 10 kilometers east of the border and has been targeted by Ukrainian attacks several times. But work was suspended due to a repeat attack, and personnel will withdrawn to a safe distance. There was a second drone attack in Russia overnight that destroyed an oil tank at a depot in Stary Oskol. I can read. North of the Ukrainian border, said the Belgorod regional governor. Ukraine suffers regular attacks on its energy systems, which we damn well know right now, and has been trying to hit back to, both in retaliation, but also to hinder the damn war effort, right? And the Ukrainian power grid operator is doing lots of cuts and cycling and rotating right now to try to balance demand. Rick the Ukrainian got himself one of those battery bank things, whatever they're called, and just to try to be able to get through. He's got a MacBook now as well, so he gets good battery life, so he can keep it running. And it's a real pain in the ass for everybody. A couple of cash packages heading over. United States is about to announce a $225 million weapons package for Ukraine. And France is to provide Ukraine with 650 million euro in loans and grants to support both local authorities and critical infrastructure. Well, they need the infrastructure right now with the energy issues going on. And then Moscow has locked up a couple of bloggers and, people that are of no harm to anybody because they're scared shitless of their own shadows.
Wow.
And yeah, it just continues in their world. It's unbelievable. And that's, kind of our wrap up on Ukraine at the moment. But I think there's about to be something that I'll have to bring up. We'll see how things go. I have a page that I'm refreshing here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
While you do that, you got a super chat.
Yeah, there's a couple as well as some donations. So Ozzy T came in with a member message here. Lest we forget, stand with Ukraine. Oh, great words. Great words. Ozzy T came in with a super sticker. Here, we'll do the... because it's all I think it's supposed to be like a pretty 70s silhouette girl, as if she was in an iPod commercial that was colored in by a game or something, but it's me. Hello. And then Skits Crasher comes in with a member message. Shills for the win. Fuck the world. Take it as you want, everybody. It all depends on your perspective. I'll take for the win right now. We've got a couple of direct donations in too.
It's fight the Wussians.
Oh, I see. It's you got to just say it right. There's a payment, a $2 direct thing in, but I don't know if that's it's a coffee thing. Okay, so let me go over and get it, because then I can get a proper username instead of just doxing somebody here. Doggy, couple of shillings for you, sir. Oh, thank you, Doggy. Thank you very much. And then there's a couple in from PayPal as well. Let's see here. Demetrius Ziganovas came in right at the start of the stream. Labas Vakaras. Good evening in Lithuanian language. And Slava Ukraine. Vakaras? I think it's Vakaras. We'll see. Demetrius will give me a shout and see how bad I did there. And there is priority donation in from UTV. That was a $13 direct donation as well. I think I'm caught up. Let me know if I screwed anything up there, everybody. Where are we now, dude?
We got a quick member message from
Demonic Oblation.
Yes.
Heroem Slava. Good one. Okay, where are you?
You know how we said we shouldn't have advertising on the show because it interrupts the show.
Yeah. But our own doesn't count. That doesn't count.
Keep sending them in. Interrupt the show.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So that's an interesting picture.
It is. It's odd, isn't it? But this is residents of a tiny island off Panama's Caribbean coast are being forced to drop their life and businesses to move to the mainland because of the rising sea levels.
Oh, no.
Yes, the Gunas of Gardi Sugdub, an island with a 200-year-old history and home about 300 families, will be relocated to the mainland as part of a $12 million project to bring people to safer shores. This is basically the first time an island has been evacuated due to rising sea levels, and not a good start. And
wow!
Also, along with the rising sea levels, it also, with the warming of the ocean, creating stronger storms and winds and stuff like that. So these islands are getting battered, and it really does look like they're on the last leg, and just like everybody's standing on top of each other now, just to keep their feet dry. Every time there's a storm, the houses get flooded, and it's just getting too much for them. So they're all having to leave.
Yeah. Look at that.
This point, it looks like they could just float it and just.
The two that I've got at the center, right at the edge, kind of at the shore or whatever, they look like they're actually hanging over the water now. Like I bet it's on stilts or on pegs or something. Look at that.
Crazy. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, they say we're a little sad because we're going to leave behind the homes we've known all our lives, the relationship with the sea and where we fish, where we bathe, and where the tourists go. Tourists? They haven't got any room for tourists there.
I'm sorry, what?
It's like, I've come from the beach. Oh no, the beach got washed away years ago. It's like, what is it? It is a tourist destination because it's like a living pier. There's nothing else. But,
I know.
I can't imagine it.
It almost here. Let me zoom back out. Hold on a second here. It almost looks like somebody drew that on a stump in a forest just to be clever, right? It barely looks real.
I know. It's like, someone's used to put their leftover Lego bits on something. Apparently, so some residents have decided to stay until it's no longer safe to do so. With an official with Panama's Ministry of Housing said, adding, no one is currently being forced to leave against their will. I mean, can you imagine? It's like, you're like the last person there, and you've got all the houses to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, all the beds are wet, but you get all the houses,
Yeah. It's all soggy.
Yeah. But I guess it's not like a volcano. Being the last one isn't really that dangerous. It's just annoying.
Yeah. You're just going to have to put some wellies on. But apparently the island is only like 366 meters long and 137 meters wide. Well, at the moment, it's also 40 feet below sea level, but so every year, especially when the strong winds whip up the sea in November and December, the water fills the streets and enters all the homes. Oh, dear.
Wow. So
apparently all the world's coasts are being affected at different speeds. So watch out.
People being displaced by climate change in my lifetime. Wow.
Yeah.
Insane.
Demetrius. We all knew this was coming.
Yeah. Well, true enough. Demetrius Ziganovas came in with a second direct donation there. Yep. Labus Vacarus, as you said, use in Vilnius or Kaunas and Lithuania. Use in Vilnius, Kuans. I don't know how to say that. And Lithuania. Just say Labus Vacarus when you're dining and you get respecto. Cool. Okay, well, I can say that because it was actually easy to read. Cool. And
yeah, just got to say the other stuff.
Well, that's true too. SSW Custom Sewing. Thank you, everyone, for showing up and supporting Ukraine. Good shout. And then we got Rose Rowley in the chat as well. You do really good work, Shills. Well, thank you. Oh, thank you very much.
We try.
Okay. So here, couple of quick little things to show you. Yeah, that's Marquez Brownlee there, the worst product I've ever reviewed. That's the Humane AI pin, right? The Humane AI pin solves nothing and makes me feel stupid and on and on. So they must have thought that they were doing really well because they're shopping around right now for a $1 billion buyout after that complete nonsensical product launch. I'm not kidding. They think it's worth $1 billion. Around just the time that many of the devastating reviews were coming out, Humane was said to have received around 10,000 orders for the device. I figured it might have been 500 just for reviewers to have a laugh, right? It's hard to think it picked up any more orders after all those brutal reviews in the beginning. A price tag of $700 American plus $24 a month for the service to run it.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. And if you look at how many they sold, they've got a revenue of about $7 million. So they're looking for $1 billion. Now, it's well known in the tech industry when it comes to making stupid purchases that make no sense to anybody. HP are the complete leader of the field, and they're one of the early bidders. They are supposedly already in serious talks to acquire this ridiculous company. All they did was take an AI and put it into a crappy box that has poor battery life, no screen, and a crappy user interface. And if I scroll down here, there's actually now a product recall because there's a possible fire safety risk. The battery design is a complete wash, complete hash. They've screwed up. The whole product is null and void. They're using other people's AI to actually do the work. So what are people thinking they're going to get for this $1 billion?
It's only a fire hazard because once people get it and try it, they go, "Oh, this is a piece of shit," and then they throw it on the fire.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, will burn if treated like garbage, right? So yeah, I don't know what they're thinking, but there's no way in hell that they're getting $1 billion for that company.
Wow.
If they do, I'm gonna hedge my bets there. I'm not doing it. Okay.
Well, if they do, I've got a pair of old pants I think are probably worth $1 billion. I'm going to sell them to Hewlett Packard as a.
You should have a bite first, just to prove that they're old pants.
They've got a few bite marks in them.
So, lock up your skulls, everyone.
Oh yeah, this is a story coming out from New Orleans. It's a human skull padlocked to an exercise dumbbell has been fished out of a New Orleans waterway, leaving police with a mystery on their hands. The skull was found earlier this month by a man using a red rope and a magnet. Yeah, remember we were talking about this the other day?
Everybody seems to fish for weird crap, man.
Yeah, and he pulled it out of the water and gave it to the police. Oh, there you go. Yeah, have this. The report was recently released and obtained by the Times. New Orleans. I won't tell you that. You don't care. But the fisherman also found a handgun and a gun barrel in the water as well at the same time. The 15-pound dumbbell was padlocked around the skull, which was fully decomposed.
What?
Lacking a jaw or the top rotate. Why did it not fall off? It was just like wrapped around it. I don't understand that.
Did it they put it through the eyes or something?
That would be even that would be even stranger if they'd actually put it through the eyes, because I'd imagine there was a non-decomposed head when it started.
Right. You know, are the mob in New Orleans? Is that?
Oh, dear me. I wonder if there was anything attached to the head when whoever decided to get rid of the head.
Maybe a body. I mean,
yeah. Well, that's what kind of I was implying. Like a shark or something like that, or a snooker table.
Does there happen to be a chef's salad there?
It came with a free safe with $100,000 in it. But the magnet fisherman flagged down a passing police officer after making the find of the St. John Bridge. New Orleans police did not have any further updates on the case this week. No one has stepped forward saying, "Oh, I'm missing my head." The coroner did not say whether he had confirmed the victim's identity. The police have been seeking tips from the public as they investigate this case. Yeah, don't buy that stupid AI thing. That's my best tip for the police. Save your money.
I can imagine somebody standing up and going, "Well, I kept losing the dumbbell, so I tied it to the skull."
Around my head.
Yeah.
And I fell off a bridge.
Yeah. It's like a keychain, man, you know?
Oh, dear.
Yeah. People are strange, man. So let's see here. Oh, right. We were talking about cocaine. Hunter Biden. So his ex-girlfriend has told the jury he's been sucking on the crack pipe every 20 minutes or so when they first met. This guy is a glass dick champion, man. The U.S. president's son is on trial in Delaware on charges related to his possession of a firearm while allegedly using narcotics. Now, at first, I didn't really know the story behind this, but as I read this article, I was shocked. So Zoe Castan, who met Biden during a private dance at a peeler's joint in New York, told the court he was often withdrawing cash for drug deals. He's accused of knowingly lying on federal paperwork when he said he was not a drug user in order to buy a revolver and ammunition from a gun shop. And as such, he illegally had the gun for 11 days. Now, never mind the fact that you can be a raving drug addict and just walk in and go, no, I promise, and sign a piece of paper and walk out with a gun. Hunter is now facing 25 years in prison if found guilty on these charges, up to 25 years. So the guy who sells the gun is in no trouble at all for not confirming it, but he's on like the honor system to get a weapon. It's unbelievable. No, I know gun control is a sticky issue. I don't mean to piss anybody off, but I mean, really, his team has pleaded not guilty and his legal team has said he was in recovery at the time. The prosecution's trying to prove that Biden, who wrote a memoir about his drug addiction, was abusing cocaine at the time he bought the weapon. During opening remarks, Biden's attorney told jurors that the revolver was an impulse buy stemming from the tactics of a pushy salesman. In testing, I shit you
Come
not.
on, buy this gun.
Yeah.
Buy this gun.
Yeah,
Yeah, come on.
You got a pack of darts, man? Maybe some Marlboros? No, but I got a lovely 45 Magnum. And then the guy who sold him the gun, Mr. Cleveland, acknowledged he does have a reputation as a whale hunter and being known to be able to sell anything he has to anybody that walks in the door. But seriously? His ex-girlfriend or whatever there goes on to say, oh, yeah, we met in December 2017 at the Peeler joint, and he started smoking crack within 10 minutes.
God, she must be awful.
Oh, right,
he never touched the stuff until he met her.
Yeah, exactly. It's all her fault, right? But he smoked it from the morning he woke up till the end of the day. Now, the one thing that's really screwing him over in this is 2 days after this gun was purchased and they got the documents to prove it, he texted his then girlfriend, Hallie Biden, the widow of his late brother, Beau, and said he was sleeping on a car smoking crack on 4th Street. That's my truth. So how do you get out of this?
His ex-girlfriend is his brother's widow wife.
Yeah, they keep it in the family, I don't. He texted his then girlfriend, Hallie Biden, the widow of his late brother, Beau. So, yeah, he just stepped in and took over to make sure that his late brother's wife was happy.
Oh. Maybe it's like the vice president, I suppose. He just take care of the role.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I swear to.
Yeah. When you're best man at the wedding, that doesn't mean like you just take over if anything happens to me.
Exactly. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Oh, dear.
So
It wouldn't be so cute. It wouldn't be so cute if him and Trump end up sharing a cell together.
Well, I bet he can get the stash. So
Dear.
So what's with this one?
So Elon Musk, his efforts to bring the internet access to a secluded Amazonian tribe has backfired, according to tribal elders who blame social media and pornography for tearing the community apart. Look at them. They're all on Facebook. 9 months ago, the arrival of Starlink brought the web to the remote Marubo tribe along the Itu River for the first time. This has caused a big, bitter rift with the 2,000-member community between those who wish to keep the community free from the clash of technology and those who are ready to embrace it. Yeah, I think they're buying that stupid, stupid AI pin thing.
Oh my God!
The Marubo tribe, with its own language, consumes what's that? Ayahuasca for a spiritual connection to the forest and practices trapping spider monkeys for food or companionship. What? Eh? Oh, I'm not going to ask. They're watching.
They're like black widows. They fuck them and eat them, man.
they're watching the wrong kind of pornography. But centuries of isolation, Starlink has brought the web to hundreds of remote communities, including the Marubo tribe, making it one of the last offline regions of Earth to be connected. When it arrived, everyone was happy, but now things have gotten worse, says Snyana Marubu, 73 years old. Young people have gotten lazy because of the internet, and they're learning the ways of white people. Racist. Before pausing and adding, but please don't take our internet away.
Yeah. Can you take out the Facebook part and just increase the Pornhub side, please?
Yeah,
Is that,
yeah. They'll need more recipes on how to cook and fuck monkeys. In just 9 months, teenagers constantly on their phones, gossip-filled group chats, addicted social networks, online strangers, violent video games, scams, misinformation, and minors viewing pornography. In just 9 months.
Welcome to 2024.
Think what they could do in 10 years.
Acne, masturbation, they've got it all now, man.
Oh dear.
Wow. Wow. What? I mean, you've got some remote tribe of people. They barely interact with like society like we have and whatnot. I know. Let's get some Windows computers and show them the internet. That's just a strange idea. How about plumbing?
Yeah.
Farming?
Yeah. No. iPhone, please. iPhone.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. A 6-pack of toy this and electro that, and
I think some blow up dolls mightn't go amiss. These are spider monkeys would thank you.
Well, speaking of blow up dolls, you can now get a lifelike version of an unbelievable 3D scary looking puffer fish thing.
Oh dear, that's a mouth you don't want to put it
in. But Trump is saying he has every right to go at his opponents after he gets elected.
Yes,
and he's dialing it up. So this was in an interview with Faux News, and he said he'd have every right to go after his political opponents and enemies if he's elected. It's the second time in as many days that the presumptive GOP presidential nominee has publicly suggested he would seek retribution against political enemies. When this election is over, based on what they've done, I should have every right to go after them. It's a terrible, terrible path that they are leading us to, and it's very possible that it's going to have to happen to them. So, in other words, you put me on trial, I'll do it to you. For what? I'm sure I'll figure it out, but
make something up.
Yeah, he can't. He's still going on about this. It's an NDA payment. Like, that's not illegal. It's not an NDA payment. You paid somebody you slept with to shut up. That's not an NDA payment, like as the way it's meant to be used in law and business and stuff. You horrific liar, right? So,
well, he also claims it never happened anyway. So, if it is an NDA payment, then he must be signed a contract. So, if there's a signed contract, shows a signed contract. That will prove that you did actually do it.
I know I didn't do it, but I paid her off for an NDA. Well, why do you have to pay somebody for an NDA if you didn't do any? It's just ridiculous, right? He's such a liar. But we got a little bit more from this twit here. So just before the whole trial went off for his hush money thing, there was a what do they call a poll done around New York and the surrounding area, 2,000 people, and they had Trump ahead of Biden by 4 points. They redid the exact same people in a poll after the guilty verdict, and Trump is now ahead by 1 point. That's how quick it's dropped. And the significant thing is most of the people that have changed their mind in that thing said, and a bunch of people that didn't change their mind, that the hush money case is way less serious than the other legal cases. And it's more those ones that are really going to deter them. I can't understand that. He's willing to pay somebody off to say, I didn't sleep with you. And you think that's the kind of honorable person you would want running your country? Right? We don't need to hear that he broke other laws. We already know he's a criminal. Don't vote for him. Just don't.
Oh, so sad. So sad that none of those criminal trials will actually, kick off until after.
Yeah, that's the problem. You're not wrong there, man. You're not wrong at all. Let's see where we are. Oh, okay. We only got like 2.5 minutes, but you got to get this last one in because it's crazy.
Yeah, so the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office said a woman who had been pronounced dead and later came back to life in a Lincoln funeral home has died. Oh, I'm not quite dead. Constance Glantz, 74, was pronounced dead for a second time at 4 p.m. on Monday, according to Chief Deputy Ben Putin. Lancaster County Attorney Pat Condon ordered an autopsy. He ordered a new name.
And his partner, Jason Snippy Nuts.
Glantz had been pronounced dead by staff at the Mulberry Nursing Home in Waverley. She had been in a hospice, and the nursing staff were expecting her to die. Well, we're all going to die. Shut up. The funeral home staff took her body to their facility. Lincoln Fire and Rescue responded to the funeral home at 11:43 a.m. on Monday after a caller said CPR was in progress for the woman. The dead woman? No, she's not dead.
Yeah.
Not quite dead. While preparing her body for funeral arrangements, a funeral staff member noticed that she was still breathing and called 911. Emergency officials took Glantz to the hospital, where she died a few hours later.
Oh, I'm putting that picture down now then. Here, I'm putting the funeral home back up.
Yeah, she nearly made it, but no.
Wow. I mean, she got to wake up in the coffin she's going out in. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Yeah. Oh, I like the curtains in here. Oh.
Demonic Oblation came in with a late second super chat. Wait for it. I like it. There we go.
Tell you what, we've got 30 seconds left. Let's go to the next one I got.
Okay.
Because a hiker posted a video that showed the flow of water from Utah Mountain waterfall, billed as China's tallest uninterrupted waterfall, was coming from a pipe built high into the rock face. I can see it there. There's a pipe there. The clip has been liked more than 70,000 times since it was first posted on Monday. Operators of the Yuntai Tourism Park said they made the small enhancement during the dry season so visitors would feel that their trip had been worthwhile.
Are these the same guys that painted dogs like pandas?
No, China, what you like?
Oh my God! It's nothing. They don't care.
Oh yeah. Park officials said that the water they used to pump water into the falls was spring water, adding that it would not damage the natural landscape.
Yeah, they pump in bottles of Perrier, so it's real spring water.
Yeah, it's fizzy.
But we got our thanks in the credits. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
See you tomorrow.
Take care out there. And a big thanks to our team who do everything for us in the background. We've got CF Beauty who runs the teams. You were talking to her in the live chat there in the live chat. We've got Shayna Caldwell, PJ CNET, Sketch Crasher, Super Chat Matt, and the Croat. So thank you, everybody.
And thanks everybody who do little donations and become members and all those sort of lovely things, because that sort of little helps the channel keep us fluid. Yeah, well, dig fluid anyway. And don't forget to hit like on the way out. I'm going to do that right now. So I'd like to you do the same. And most importantly, don't forget to share us out. You know what you can do? You can get on the internet to find an Amazonian tribe. There's 2,000 new members just sitting there waiting to join the Shills. Get them. Round them up. That's how we get more people on here. I expect 2,000 more subscribers by the end of next week, and they'll all be Amazonian people. So keep doing that. Again, we'll see you again tomorrow. We've got the tomorrow show and the after show, haven't we, Dick? Go on.
Yes, indeed. So, everybody, remember, strong friction creates red palms. Good night, everybody.
Keep your dick in the vice. Stay chilly.
Okay, let me